light in the world, who sets up blazing torches in the dark streets of life for men to see by.
Similarly, Ms. Meenu Saxena, who runs an NGO for physically challenged people, not only provides them with basic facilities but also vocational skills, illuminating their lives with hopes and dreams. She has dedicated her entire life for serving these people.
Today I, Isha,
And I, Vidisha,
of class 12, are here to ask a few questions from one of the heroes of our neighborhood, Miss Meenu Saxena.
So ma'am, tell us something about yourself and your journey so far.
Okay. I belong to a middle income family. My father was a naval officer in the Indian Navy, and I'm having two sisters and one brother, and my ailing mother. And my father was expired in 1974 when I was a student of the 9th class in a public school. And soon after his death, I found myself that I'm quite mature to my age also. And then I have my own education. I've done my graduation from DU and did my MBA from FMS and started working over there. And my sisters and brother were also studying gradually, and I able to finish my liabilities in 1987. And in between, I tell you that when my father was there, he was not expired, I used to take the care of the small animals and the birds, etc., and used to bring them at home and give them the medical treatment, which I was very fond of doing it. And that time my father was a aim for me to become a maternal surgeon, doctor, to take care, and he promised with me that he opened in hospital for these type of birds, and I was very happy that time. But soon after the death of my father, there's a lot of changes took place within me, and I found myself that I'm more mature, more responsible towards my family. And after that, I feel all the time that my part of the life of my every minute is become only for my own family people. I have to take care of them, of course myself also. Then after when I finish my liabilities, then I just thinking then what to do.
Then you started thinking,
I
started doing social work.
I wanted to do something, because when I have taken up the responsibility of my own people and I found that I finished it off, I wanted to do something more for the society. And for that purpose, I was just thinking, and one day I was standing outside of my house and I noticed a chowkidar of my colony was holding his daughter in his hands. And the daughter was around 8 years old only. And when I asked him that why he's taking this daughter in the hands, he told me that she is suffering from polio. And then I asked him, because I was not aware what is polio, what is all these things, the medical terms of all diseases. So I asked him to go to the medical institute, where I used to go very oftenly to the hospital to give a helping hand to the patients of the ward. Different ones I used to visit, and whatever small things I could be able to do. So when I asked him to go to the hospital, but I just very unbelievable things that I found a lot of changes within me, that let me do something other way. And all the 3 days which I could not sleep, I thought all the time that why it has happened, why the parents are so cruel towards their children. Because he replied me in a very negative manner. He told me that as a God, thanks to the God that I like this child, instead of going for the unknown more towards my family people. So that's made me disturbed all the time. And then finally I decided to do something for the society. And especially, she has become the motivation for me.
So now at what age were you inclined to serve humanity? Or the year?
Well, I started in 1987.
What inspired you? Any story or incident like you told just now?
Yes, I told you that the man, the chowkidar of a colony, he, I mean, when I see this type of the incident, a person's feeling, opinion about their own family people, that make me inspired to do something for them. Because one thing, I finish my all liabilities of my home, where I feel that I am a free bird from. Because unless and until you are having some family responsibility, you become more to these things towards your family. But now when you finish your liabilities, you consider more light. So that's why
Mama, as you did not marry and selflessly dedicated your life for this purpose, what is your motivational drive behind?
well, nothing, because my mother was my liabilities till she alive. Because she was not a normal lady, her mind has been unbalanced a little bit. Because she recognized me only, not anybody else in the home. And my bhabhi is so nice lady. But all the time I think that whatever, it is very difficult to tolerate a person in the home who is not normal. So I thought always, till my mother alive, I will keep my mother with me. And soon when I started this work, in 1987 onward, I never think that I may be set up. Because all the time my mother plus this type of the work disturb me and always ask me to do something. So that's why I am happy. And because I feel all the time that mother is my liability, my responsibility. Because I don't have a father, so consider myself, my mother expired in 2008. Till that time, right from the very beginning, after the death of my father, I found she is my responsibility. Being the eldest in the family.
So your family gave you motivation.
Exactly.
You instill hopes and dreams in many. Any unfulfilled dream of yours?
Well, once upon a time, my father was also wanted me to become an IAS officer. He said he wanted me to be join the Indian Administrative Services or the Indian Foreign Services. I used to motivate to my friend circle, and that made me to think more and more about these aspects. And after the death, when I have responsibility to my own people, later on when I started doing this work, there is something within me that why not I able to complete this dream. But I tried 2 times, of course, for IAS, but I qualified the written test, but could not find this interviewed. Interviewed I taken, but I could not get success in the interview.
So ma'am, what advice would you like to give to all those who are suffering?
It's a very important question, very interesting also. I wanted to convey, I wanted to say rather convey what, but I wanted to say to the common person, those who are having the ward,
Who are physically challenged.
physically challenged or any problem with their ward, they should not leave the home. They have to be hopeful, because the house environment become a very important aspect for a physically challenged person or the person who is having some disabilities. Homely atmosphere is very much required. If the parents are become the hopeless, they consider that child is a burden, they live in the, what you call in the Hindi, tanav. So that type of the feeling, they want to live in a dance. So उसमें क्या होता है कि they are very much depressed themselves and depress the child also. The more he thinks about himself, he go in the deteriorations. But the parents are hopeful. I have read so many stories where the parents are very, very helpful to their whatever the child is having the disability, mentally or physically, whatever, if the parents are the hopeful, child is having a comparatively better life than other people whose parents, whose parents are not, taking the thing accordingly, it's a burden sort of on them, and they consider it as very vaguely things, and they wanted to put off their child to somewhere, some NGOs like that way. So for that purpose, I always say to the child also that you should not think about yourself that whatever the disability you are facing right now, it is a natural phenomenon. Nobody can change for you, but you have to live with the same disabilities, but changing your attitude, changing your thinking, right? And then you can able to survive, of course, better. Because I have a children with the physically challenged children. They are disabled, of course, no doubt, and with the wearing the caliper and crutches, they can able to move. But the moment they take off their apparatuses which they are using, they are as in a previous position. They just sit, cannot stand. But now when they stand up, they walk, they do anything with the help of caliper and crutches. They are normal like us, and we used to say to these type of the children that look, you can walk, of course, you cannot run, but who ask you to say to run? कौन कहता है कि आप दौड़िए, आप साथ में चलिए. There was a boy who lived with us here. He was a physically challenged. He used the crutches, he used the calipers, and once he went to this, you remember this Sanghu people, RSS people. He wanted to join, and he went there, and he asked those people, "Can I join your son?" They said, "No, you cannot join because you are a physically challenged." He said, "What do you mean by physically challenged? I am. You see, I can stand with you. I can laugh with you. I can reply to you. Only I cannot run." But that is not the criteria. And still you join and is a physically challenged. So these are things I wanted to make in the brain of every child. Whatever if our brain is good here, we can do whatever we feel like to do. Okay? Because brain's movement is much more important than to have this thing. अगर हम दिमाग से ना चाहें तो हम हाथ भी नहीं उठा सकते, है ना? So if our brain is all right, तो everything is fine.
Thank you. It was a privilege talking to you.